Hello everyone! This week we're going to talk about
silence.
So this video is many months in the making, and not because I took many months to make it. It's just because I've been avoiding it for many months, and I knew a long time ago when we first started talking that I was going to have to deal with this whole issue about silence. And so here we are, finally thinking about it, finally moving forward on it, and maybe there's something about it that you can relate to as well. So I created this graphic because it made a little more sense when I thought about it this way, what kind of silence I'm referring to. So basically we're looking at 4 different things: active versus inactive, and then inner versus outer. Basically what we have is a Punnett square again. In the top left corner we have inactive, inner and outer surroundings. You're removing all the external noise, and then you're also removing a lot of the internal noise. I wanted to avoid noise because noise is kind of a negative connotation. That's why I kind of stuck with active versus inactive. In the opposite corner you have active mind and active surroundings. And so that's probably where we spend most of our day. Our minds are going, and our things around us are going, and all that sort of thing. In the top right corner, then you have active around you in order to, in my case, it would be to drown out the maybe thoughts and feelings in your mind that you want to avoid. So because you're getting inundated with the things around you, you get to neglect some of the other things. I mean, obviously my mind is going, my mind is active, my mind is thinking about things, but I'm getting a chance to kind of upload the particular things that I want to be thinking about because of the distraction around me. Then we have at the bottom left corner someone who maybe is wanting to remove all the distraction around them, so they don't want to hear any noise, they don't want to get like busyness around them, in order to have a nice active brain and be thinking on things and be focusing on things. That's the kind of way I've been thinking about it. I spend most of my day in this corner over here where busyness, and having to think about things. When I'm trying to avoid something and, keep my mind distracted, then I prefer to be in the top corner. That's my preference. If I'm not in the busy world, then I'm going to prefer to be there. I don't want to do this other side where there's no activity around me. And so what I want to get to, the place where there's no distraction around me, there's no noise, no activity around me, but it's allowing me to then be comfortable with that and be comfortable with the things that are actively in my mind. So now that we're on the same page about what kind of silence I'm referring to, I thought through, and I have to say, it was really tough to think through because there's like a blockage, I would say. It's almost like I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it's because I just haven't still stopped long enough to say, yes, this is it. But I almost didn't even know where to start. So that's where my research took me, is kind of looking up what are some things that other people say are the reason why they might feel nervous or scared of having silence. And I feel like it was very helpful because it helped me to kind of see the entire picture that's out there. I was able to then kind of pinpoint what actually made sense to me. It was kind of hard to do that on my own, so I would recommend definitely, if you're not sure where to start, just kind of look to see what other people are saying and see if anything resonates with you. For me, what it really boiled down to is 2 different directions. I feel like this is going to be another common theme. I think now from here on out, I'm going to take a look at whatever issue it is and look to see what's happening. Where are my demons getting ignored, and where are my saviors being overemphasized, because those are probably where my problems are. And I feel like this is probably known information to everybody, but it's almost like I needed to experience it. I needed to come to my own conclusion about this, and it makes sense, but it's like, oh, now it really makes sense. So if I branch it out in the 2 different ways, we have the pain and we have the pleasure. So the pain is the fear of, and it's actually two different areas of fear. There is the fear of an unknown. When there is silence, then I hear everything, just like everybody. It kind of just opens up the floodgates of, well, I've never heard that before. What is that? What is that noise? What is this going on? And it's almost like my ears are perked up to these noises. So that fear, okay, I can kind of get over that fear. Don't overreact. It's, that noise is probably something that is there all the time. You just never heard it. I can talk myself off that ledge. I recognize that fear early on. And so that was something I could early on figured it out, kind of deal with it. But this second fear is something that I have not even considered until recently. And that is the fear of my own thoughts and my own feelings. So when there is silence around me, then my brain is the only thing that I can hear. And there's no other thing going in to kind of distract my brain. And so now it has the opportunity to kind of go into places I don't want it to go. Oh my gosh, negative things here. Oh my gosh, negative feelings here. I don't want to think about this. So let's just put on something to distract and drown out this noise of my head that I don't want to think about. I don't want to deal with. That's going to be a little tougher to get over because I've now established a learned behavior. At least when, I will tell you, because I don't have something playing on while I'm sleeping, but I do have something to help me fall asleep. So I'll put on a particular video and it's a 20-minute video and I'm hoping by the time that video is over, I will be asleep. Because even until that moment, it's like I still can't even be alone with my own thoughts and my own feelings. I need to have something else coming in to just not deal with it, because at least at that point, I need to fall asleep. I don't want to be thinking about these things. So it's almost like I'm going to medicate myself with this strategy. So there's the fear side. That is at least the two things that I could come up with as of this moment. When it comes to the pleasure side, or the positive reinforcement that I get from it, then here's where my saviors are just like, yes, keep going, do it. You are getting something positive from this. One of the things that I get out of all this distraction, all this noise, there it is. I get a distraction. I get to avoid the demons. I get to avoid thinking about things by just drowning it out, bringing in new things. And another thing I didn't realize, I actually read this in one of the articles that I was doing some research on, and it really clicked. When I heard that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And that is by having this noise around me, by having, even if it's like talking on a TV, it's still helping me to feel connected. So I could be alone. I could be alone in the house, but I still feel connected to someone because I hear voices. It's like tricking my mind and thinking, I'm not really alone. Look, I'm here. I'm here with these people. Not only gives me a comfort that I'm not alone, because I don't want to be alone, and then it also provides that distraction, which is like a double whammy. This has been a long time thing for me. I remember in 1999, I was alone in the house because my parents had gone to work, my brother had gone to school, I started my job a little bit later, so I was able to sleep in. And what did I have going on? I had the TV in the background. Even though I wasn't in the room, the TV was on. And so I didn't feel alone, and I felt connected, and I felt, I guess, safer because it was providing me a lot of positive things, a lot of positive vibes from that. And I got to ignore the negative things in my mind, the negativeness of feeling alone. So this will be a part 1. And who knows when part 2 will happen, because I need to work on this whole silence thing. I need to move away from this kind of preference where I am trying to avoid the thinking in my brain and by distracting myself with the things around me, and move more into this kind of thing where I am okay with there being silence so that I can actually hear the thoughts and feelings that I have, to actually be okay with thinking about it and take time to think about it. Because I will be honest, even when I am getting ready for videos here, when I am preparing, when I'm thinking through things, gosh dang it, man. As I'm saying that out loud, even my day, I'm trying to practice something every day and do some sort of like get myself ready in the morning, and I still have to have like something, a video in front of me, and I'm watching the video as I'm writing things out and thinking through things. But how much more would I actually think through and maybe accomplish if I just turned it off for a little bit? I'm not happy. I'm not happy to do this. This is many years of developing a strategy to avoid something, and now I have to stop. I have to stop what has been giving me good positive vibes and do something that I at least feel is negative. And that's just it. I'm saying this out loud and I keep talking about positive and negative, but really it's my own thoughts. My own thoughts are telling me that this other area is negative. This is my thought so far. I got over my fear of spiders by, I guess it would be called like exposure therapy. My husband helped me through it so slowly. I first went to the daddy long legs and then go to the tiny spiders, and I still can't deal with certain size spiders. But I think I've made progress. I at least don't scream and run away the opposite direction. I can be a little more brave, if you will. So now I need to do the same thing. I need to be brave and maybe take a minute of silence and be okay with the silence, and then build it up, and we'll see how far it gets. Maybe, how about this? We'll make a goal that in the morning time, when I'm coming up with my morning stuff, my morning writing and stuff like that, inactivity around me, so my brain can take full advantage and be active at hopefully a higher percent than what I'm getting right now. All right, so got it down. I made a commitment right there. I don't have a time commitment. Okay, should I have a time commitment? How about by this summer? Yes, that's reasonable. By the summer, because it takes about 10 minutes. I feel silly, but that's okay. By the time I'm done with work for the summer, then I will have worked myself into 10 minutes of sustained silence. So that is our video for this week. It's gonna be tough. We can do it. We can get through this silence thing and be okay with silence and not feel the need to inundate ourselves with noise and distraction all the time. We can do it. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.